Howdy folks, how's it diddling? On today's video, or in this video, we're attempting to start to build up the inner arch. So what I'm going to do is procrastinate for about half an hour, figure out how I'm going to do this, then use some CAD and turn this piece of metal into an inner arch. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be pretty, but that's what grinders were designed for. So let's crack on. How much rust? All of it. Right, after much procrastination and thinking and cardboard cutting and templates, I've got something that resembles an inner arch. Something that's not rusty. Now, it doesn't look pretty. It's not meant to look pretty. I'm not a fabricator. This isn't my day job. This isn't what I do, but it's certainly, well, looks a lot better. It needs a bit more fettling and a bit more bending and blah, blah, like here. This will need bending out and all such, but it's getting there. So the next job is to just give this bit of a bend and all sorts, and then get the welder out and start tacking her up. Right, let's get the welder out. Ta-da! The arch is in. Doesn't look pretty, like I said it originally, but it's better than rust and fiberglass. There'll be no fiberglass going in here, no putty, or there'll probably be like sealant where the join is, but yeah, so bring you in. Oh, just check out those fucking Instagram welds. Oh yeah, ignore this. This is all just kind of, so this piece of metal's kind of been crimped by hand with a pair of pliers and not much really. That's about it. A pair of pliers. Haven't even got a hammer, and hopes, wishes and dreams. But yeah, so it's in, it's solid. So the welds look absolutely cack, but I'll give them a quick grind down, make them look a lot smoother, and then put some anti-rust on top of them to stop it from rusting. And then the next job after that is to throw this bad boy on, the outer arch. And then once that's done, just a few more bits in here got to sort out. So behind the light there's this hole. This needs sorting out, so it's fixed to something. There's a bit of a hole up here, you know, just, yeah, fucking holes everywhere. But patching them up slowly, one hole at a time. And yeah, so it would be nice to get this all done, dusted for the end of the year, because we're having a beautiful day today. It's not boiling hot, and it's gorgeous weather. And with working outside, it's quite difficult. I have to take days like this and just try and work with it as best I can. But this is the worst side. Next would be, after doing all this jiggery pokery, we'll be down here. So that's the inner sill, outer sill. Inner sill I'll have to fabricate like I've done with this, because you cannot buy them as repair panels. You can buy the outer skin, but they're not meant for 16 valves. They're meant for the normal bodied ones. So you have to do a bit of bending and fettling and that. And yeah, slowly getting there. So let's just grind that up and then hopefully treat that and then plop the arch on top. So here goes. Right, got the old flappy disc. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. So now I'm just going to skim over those beautiful welds that are just absolutely outstanding and see what we got left. Come on. It looks good, looks all right. And main important test, still in there, very solid. So the next stage would be to, I need to give that a quick spray of anti-rust. And then throw the arch on. Might have to clean that up. I have actually got some anti-rust converter that's in like a liquid form that you paint on, and it just turns everything back from a rusty pile of crap to non-rusty pile of crap. Probably thinking, oh, why Dave, why don't you put the whole car in some? I'd love to, but that would cost a bomb. And I'm doing this on the cheap. If you haven't noticed, I'm doing this as cheap as possible. So really this Clio, a lot of people would have broken it for parts. Because that's originally what the gentleman I bought it off, he specialised in breaking Clios, sports, 172s, 182s, Megane Sports, these. And he also does at Porsche Boxsters as well. Absolute nice bloke. And he really couldn't be bothered. I think mainly because when I bought this, the engine didn't run. And because it got a stupid Clifford alarm on it that had decided just to give up, much like the bodywork. And so I took a chance on it. He'd never heard it running. I spent 3 days chopping out the wiring harness and all the grot that the alarm was in, and it runs, which I will have to do a video to prove it, but at the moment it's a bit loud because it's got no exhaust system from the manifold back. Now I do have a catalytic converter which I bought for it. With it being a 95, it's a catalytic converter car, shame, but hey ho. But I've got a catalytic converter. All I need for the rest of the system is the middle pipe and a back box. Was looking for standard, but that is looking very difficult. So it looks like it's going to be like a Sportex rear box and a standard middle pipe. You can get them for about 80 quid, and a back box is about 120, 130 quid. So, but just trying to be cheap as chips on this one. And like I say, it needs a rear caliper. I'm going to end up doing all the brakes on this vehicle. I'll probably end up running brand new brake lines underneath, brake hoses, brand new calipers, because the calipers are fairly cheap. And because luckily, even though it's a sport, it's a 1.8/16 valve, these calipers, front and rear, were used on a lot of Peugeots as well. So, yeah, and Citroens. So, that's a kind of saving grace. Obviously, I mean, I'm not sure about these wheels. They are very 90s, 2000s, a set of Wolf Race alloys. 6 spokes in gold, which kind of go with this colour, and I'm tempted to keep them. But I'd have to get some new tyres because these are ancient and old and made by a company that I've never heard of and probably don't even exist anymore. Winder. Yeah, Winder tyres. Probably not going. So, yeah, and they're cracked and perished and everything. So 215 4017. So get some more of those. Yes, it's coming along. It's coming along all right, folks. So this is a big job, and then the next obviously big job is to do the arch. I'm going to have to take out the interior to do that, to assess how much of the grot has gone into the floor. As I poke around, I can't really feel like I'm poking around up here, and I'm not, put it this way, I'm not feeling the interior carpet or anything from the interior, which is a good sign. It means that it hasn't gone into the floors, hopefully. But it means I will have to take out the passenger seat, the back seats and the carpet in order to be able to make enough room to cut this out and weld it in. about setting it on fire, because this has got a set of leather seats in it, which was quite, from what a lot of people said, it's quite a rare factory option. So whoever bought this car back in '95 spent some money on it. It's just a shame that it hasn't been kept up with that. And, you know, you might look at this and see this as a bit of a bodge and it's not, oh, that's not great. Well, I could have gone along and just put fiberglass in here and all sorts to make it look pretty in half the time, but it wouldn't be structural, and that's not what I'm about. I want to make this a solid car. Like I say, I'm not a restorer, but I'm kind of restoring this one on the fly, but on the cheap. So I'll stop waffling, get that sprayed up and clean that up, and then see what's next. Might even attempt the holes behind the headlights at front. Dumbass. Take out the rear lights and see what patches I need to make for that. Right. Fun. Right. That's all sprayed, done and dusted. Admire the many runs in the zinc primer. So I've used this stuff. So it's just standard zinc primer. So that's all been sprayed and I've kind of done up there, and I ignore that hole. But yeah, so that's all done. So I'll let that dry, and once that's dry, I'll put a bit of sealant over the top of there. Not that it really matters from that side, but yeah, so it's sealed, it's done, it's dusted, it's all good. So next I'm going to let that dry and tackle behind the light, maybe. Or I might just enjoy this glorious weather and procrastinate some more. We'll see. Join me in a sec, see what I get up to. Right. Get the frog out my throat. It's in, kind of. So there's still some bits to do on the arch. Ignore this bit of a gap. That was a mistake on my behalf. You know that saying, measure twice, cut once. Should have measured 3 times, but I can fill that in, that's no problems. But yeah, so I've just chucked a bit of etch primer over the top of it just to protect it, because the weather's meant to be a bit gacky soon, and I still need to just go in and fill in, but it's not too bad. Did get a bit of a divot here from basically a bit too much heat, and it's kind of just popped that in, but we can massage that out. But it's not meant to be pretty, just meant to be functional and also solid, which now it is. So that's all good. I need to put some seam sealer under here. But yeah, it's looking a lot better. So the weather's meant to be a bit horrible tomorrow. So that's why it's currently 6:30 and it's starting to get dark now. So the winter nights are drawing in quickly. So yeah, so apparently it's not going to be a couple of days till the weather gets better. So on the next video, I will be finishing off this and that horrendous gap there and sorting that out. I will probably have to put a little skim of filler over it, and that not too much, hopefully, just a little bit of a skim just to kind of smooth this panel out, a bit of sanding. But for the majority of the time it's not going to have any fiberglass in it, which is always good. And then after that it's onto the rear light and all the bracketry to do with that as well, because that needs to sit up there, and it also needs to go in a bit, so this bracket needs modifying and bending over, and also this all needs to be sorted. But yeah, slowly and steady. So I'm, like I say, I'm taking advantage of the weather, whilst they've got nice cool days now, and I can try and get this sorted as quick as possible. If I can try and get all the welding done onto it before the end of September going into October, so that means doing the outer sill, which I've mentioned a million times, and the inner sill, and then it'll be, once that's done, go through it, it'll be a case of then going through the brake system, the engine, give it a coolant. There's still some bits missing, like the wiper motor linkage, that's missing for some reason. But yeah, we're getting there. So will it be done an MOT before Christmas? I don't know. I really don't know. It would be nice to, but I'm not going to hold my breath about it. Just again, it just depends, because I'm working outdoors. Just depends on basically if I can get it all done in time, and the weather. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it's up to you. Like and subscribe. I'm now on TikTok under the Crap Car Hunter, so I put short videos up on that on TikTok. Also on Instagram, again under Crap Car Hunter. And that's about it, folks. So if you like this kind of thing, go on, give it a like, and you might as well subscribe as well. Just simple button, whoop, just press it and you're subscribed, so you'll be notified when I upload videos of this steaming Hulk. So till next time, folks, take it easy and tidy bar.